Okay, back with another episode of R&R today, and we're looking at the colonization road activity. I believe this is the one where, we were assigned to watch a series of films and piece together, like a jigsaw, what we found. And doing this activity, I learned actually quite a lot. It was in line with the reading too, which is nice. This is just my copy of the template that we filled in. A lot of stuff going on here. So, I watched Colonization Road, and this kind of brought to my attention many things I never really thought of, like the whole idea of colonialism, and that colonialism here, it says, is a structure and not an event. So I always thought of it as like when settlers came to the land, now known as Canada and North America, that it was just a one-time deal. They came here, they colonized, and here we are now. But it's actually an ongoing process. It's ongoing, constantly reproduced, and we can see that in the educational system by, the teachings of Western and European ideas and ways of thinking. Even just teaching English itself seems pretty colonizing. That's kind of what I've come to realize through the course of my studies. So this whole idea of making roads as a means to colonize the land was also pretty new to me. I thought it was just like, a structure that you did to kind of make things more convenient to travel. But no, it's actually, it was used to, a way to invade lands without consent, right? Oops. Ooh. Okay. And so it was pretty bleak going into this, and there were so many things I never knew. And I always had this preconceived notion about reconciliation, was that, I don't know, it seemed like a near impossibility. Like the idea was to like somehow give back all of the land that was taken from the indigenous peoples, and reconcile that way. Didn't seem realistic at the time, especially now, because there's so many people, like newcomers to Canada, occupying so much land, that it seems like it's so difficult to like, and because of like the whole global economic, many reasons, political, it just seems so difficult to return all the land. And I thought, like, well, then reconciliation is never going to happen because there's no way to kick off all the settlers that came here. But we came to this idea of a wampum belt. Okay, let's see if I can highlight that. Okay, and this kind of changed my entire idea of reconciliation, or all my notions. And here I wrote that it was, let's just read it. A belt made by indigenous peoples. The concept was adopted from the indigenous peoples, making a bridge between parties. So what this idea further kind of explains is that they're okay with actually sharing the land that we all live on here. As long as we don't intrude in each other's lifestyles, then, it's fine. We can all share this land and we can live here together. And that kind of changed my ideas of one or the other. It's like a compromise that I, for some reason, hadn't thought of. So that's an interesting bit. And really, I think this is one way to really work towards reconciliation, is to find a way for all of us to kind of share this land respectfully and respect each other's way of life and not infringe too much upon each other. We are free to share, to exchange through what we have discovered, and learned throughout the times and our cultures. So I'm not sure how quite to incorporate this into like a teaching environment. Just the idea of the wampum belt alone is quite powerful to me. So I want to be able to kind of express that more. Again, as always, more work needs to be done to be able to get there. And this is like the main takeaway that I had from, well, there's a lot of things. The whole idea of colonization is a process, not so much an event, and the whole idea of a wampum belt. So that's it for today's episode. I hope I'm able to release one tomorrow, given the schedule. Yeah, it should be fine. We'll see. It's been the end of the first week for the Exploration Sea. I had 2 pretty cool experiences, but I'll talk about that in another, not in this series, probably another vlog update. All right, so that's it for this episode, and there we go.